And we're live. Welcome to the stream. I'm Will Forge, and today, as in all other days, we will forge. But we're still in the works of making Waterworks. Not trying to make all these puns. Let's see. Not all of them, anyway. Anyway, welcome to the stream. If you're here watching it after the fact, then welcome to the video. But yeah, so we got Waterworks booting up. I've got one ear out because I might have a delivery arriving any minute now, and in which case I'll have to pause the stream and then run off. But I gotta listen out because I think it's got to be signed for, so they're gonna knock on the door. I don't want to miss it, then have to go pick it up manually. I also I installed that RAM. We're good to go. We got lots of RAM now. And yeah, it's gonna be good. So I think that with these, I need to line them up a little better. I need to find something to snap them to and then drag them back over to the position they're supposed to be in, so that I can say where to put it on the other side. But honestly, this ramp though is like I said yesterday, I didn't get to do a lot of forging after everybody signed off for the day. I did want to point that out. I'm not really that much farther along than whenever people were here last, but that's just an unfortunate side effect of you know, whenever you have kids, you gotta do other stuff. It was mostly the school assignments. They were a lot more extensive than I thought. Anyhow, we've got a nice little let's see if this looks right. Let's go to Master Chief Collection, and we're on here. Let's see. Like, this does look right. Definitely looks right. For the width. In fact, I would say it looks well enough that the only way that we could end up saying, oh no, that's wrong, is if somehow these two get into position and then it looks like crap. So I'm gonna say that yes. Yes, we have scale correct. Let's see. Just the Z-axis, please. Okay. There we go. Go over here. This piece is mostly for scaling. I'm probably gonna end up making the pieces over there just stretch, but I am trying to take advantage of the snapping points on here. It's going to be a temporary little box, but I'm using a floor pattern that will actually look good here, so that I can, you know, if I need to, I can make this the official floor. Like, if it turns out that the way that this looks, I need to be able to keep using it. You know, I need to be able to go ahead with it. I am, you know, you can tell I'm more tired today. Okay, let's see. I'm sure you can tell just listening to me. Okay, so that is perfect, I believe. Like, that looks just like the Master Chief Collection. Let's see, get a little closer. Yeah. And get as close as I can over here before falling off. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we got it. Is it my imagination, or is this not centered in the Master Chief Collection? Oh, I don't have Blender open. I had to close that to put my RAM sticks in. Let's see. Waterworks chopped. Okay, now. Man, this extra RAM is nice. Like, this really... Ooh, turned myself all over the place. Like, there's no way those aren't centered, right? Yeah, they're not... They are centered. So, it's just some kind of weird optical illusion in Master Chief Collection, I guess. So, we've just started streaming, and I don't get any viewers at this time. It's not until a little later on that the viewers start to come in. Which is good, because I told them I'd be done with this area. I'd probably be done with this area by the time, this time today. And, yeah, I guess I'm not there yet. Let's see. This needs to come in. Ah. 2. Okay, then I'm going to line it up. There. There we go. That way, now that I have that lined up. Actually, how do I copy this over? I can use this same piece, then just move everything over and flip it. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna do that, and maybe I should place some lights first, because that's kind of important. Let's go in here. We will duplicate... Oh, this is gonna try and duplicate all of them, isn't it? Okay. I think that might be necessary. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I think it is gonna be necessary. Ah. All over the place. Let's do this one. Can I just duplicate like that, or will it grab all of them? Yeah, it did. It grabbed all of them. Well, I'm going to drag them out here and remove their prefab and then just delete most of them. Ungroup. Grab this one, and that might be all I need. Okay. There we go. That's a good spot. And we're going to adjust the cone. Let's see. I guess it's down here. We'll go down. Increase the inner angle. All of these have maximum outer angle. So I think I want to switch it back to yellow. This one's set to the green. Let's see, up here. This is the yellow I've been using. And that should work. I really need to know about lighting fall off. Like I know I don't want these things to thoroughly break my map, you know, and make it to where the lighting is all over the place. And yeah. Oh, you know what? I just found out that there's a the possibility that a map can become broken at some point, and you can't even like recover it very well or something. So what I just thought of is maybe I should go ahead and like in a little bit, not necessarily right this second, put out of the map and then make a copy. Like just straight up copy the map and then go back in and make that copy basically a backup. Let's see. Now, how do I position this based on something else? Okay, well first of all, let's fix this. Before I do that, let's fix this. And I think it's going to be as simple as making this into a prefab and copying it over here and snapping it inside of that one. Because this is pretty much just gonna turn around. It will literally just rotate around and work on the other side, as was the way that I put this here in the first place. But before I do that, apparently I need to scale this. There we go. I don't want it to be too high up because then it will cause clipping issues. Or it could. And if I just scale it down, I can avoid that in the future. Oop, not that one. Here we go. So then I'm gonna do this. Stream of consciousness kind of style. Let's go here. Okay. So now we have that. Selected. I think I'm going to... I need to make it into a prefab. That's node graph. This one. Great. Prefab. Duplicate. Select this one. Turn it around. I'm going to need to go off this top one, if you will. Not that. Top one, please. That's not. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna break this prefab group out. We're gonna delete this. We're gonna get rid of that completely, and then we're gonna see if we can get it to snap up here. No, we can't. Okay, so I need to figure out a way to get its attention on specific points of the map. Because that has been a consistent problem since the game launched. Oh, you know what it probably is? It's probably inside this wall. Nope, that's not working. Okay. Well, let's drag this back out and maybe I should actually undo the deletion of that piece and then try to manually place just that piece. Like, if I delete this and I select this and break it out of its prefab. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I'll duplicate it again. Duplicate it again, grab it, break this one out of its prefab, and then come over here and lock it into position. There we go. And now I know it's in the right spot with the right dimensions. Then grab this one and lock this to there. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's going to the right spot. And there we go. And unfortunately, the lighting got all messed up because I hit undo. Great. Forgot about that. Okay, well, we're just going to delete it, and we're going to copy this one again. Duplicate. Drag this one over. Oh, I went too fast. Delete that. You know how it is. Gotta have that. That little delay right there. Just gotta wait for a second. Okay, now bring it over here. Well, we'll bring it over here first. And wait for a good long second for all of that movement to kick in. It seems like the more you move, the longer you have to wait. It already appears to have rotated my lights whenever I duplicated it. So that's kind of annoying, but such is life with this forge tool. In the end, you can make something that is not possible in other games. So the effort, the work involved is just a byproduct. Or just a required sort of thing. Delete that. And now we delete out everything that isn't in the prefab. And then I can potentially adjust. May I select something I'm not supposed to have? No. Delete. Okay. So, to delete things, go inside of them. And that will let you select them a lot easier. Of course, in this case, they're pretty simple to select anyway, but like that, for example. And then you know for a fact you're going to get the thing you're looking for. Now this, I could actually delete the one that's all janky. Wait a minute. Do I not have this at the right spot? Is it flush with the ground, with the thing? No, it's not. Oh. It's a good thing I hadn't deleted this one yet. Where's my snapping point? What is it trying to do? Okay. Let's grab that bottom one. Is that the right one? No, that must be the one we got before. Okay. So something is going wrong here. Could it please do the top one to there instead of trying to connect the very, very bottom piece to that piece? We're gonna try this piece. Let's see how that goes. Too low, so it must be that middle one. That one. We'll see how that goes. Wait a couple seconds and boom. And that appears to... No. You know what it is? It's that bottom rail it's trying to attach to there, and that's not the one we want. We want to go off the top. Unfortunately, it's not wanting to do that. Alright, well, one good solution would be to, move it and not wait long enough so that it breaks the entire thing. Yeah, that's a great solution. Alright, let's, I have a solution. We turn this around, wait a couple seconds. Deselect, reselect, move. Wait a couple seconds. Alright. Ungroup. Deselect this one. And that one. Then... Oop, keep that one. And then regroup. Wish these were on Twitch. Oh, yeah, I need to probably look around at stuff like that. Is that gonna... Yeah. I mean, you told me that a long time ago. Let's see. That didn't do... You're saying you think I should switch to Twitch. Is there a way to stream to both, or do you have to, like, pay for that? It's not working on either side. Which is very frustrating. I have to manually adjust it to line it up. I don't get notifs here. Oh, really? Not at all. I guess you have to turn on the bell icon and stuff like that, which is something that some people may not be wanting to do for a small stream. You can use restream. Okay, what's restream? But Twitch is better. Everyone that I've heard lately, at least, is saying that YouTube is better. But clearly the functionality of Twitch is better. But yeah, if there's a way to do both at the same time, that'd be even better. I can get my cake and eat it too, so to speak. I know that once you start making money on Twitch, can type to you on Twitch more often. Yeah, that would definitely be better. Let's see. So I'll look into retwitch after today's stream and get that going, because that's that does sound like a good idea. Okay, so it looks like I've got this into the right spot, and if I don't, then it shouldn't be that big of a deal because it's so close. Now I just need to line this up, and that will actually make it all smooth again. If I can, it's not letting me connect to that little tiny piece. Okay, so I guess... Can I get it to go to that piece? No. And it's too thick to do it here, which is kind of annoying. So removing these didn't really get me anything, and now it's being extra frustrating. I thought it was going to do that. I thought it was going to help. Because I plan to... The reason I'm wanting to also go with YouTube is because I also want to make videos about these maps that will help, like, you know, get the word out about them once they're done. And I guess I could still do both, but yeah. I mean, that's one reason anyway. This is poking through, which is not good. Is it just that one piece though? Everything else lining up? No. Jeez. Okay, am I gonna have to break this apart and somehow, like, magnet each and every piece to the right spot? Because if so, that's gonna be frustrating. Didn't expect this thing to not want to go over here so badly. Okay, so this piece is pretty good. Okay, that's just weird. Is that happening over here and I just didn't notice? Ah, looks like it is. By the way, I bought more things. Nice. I've said swap over fully and you can still put your VODs on YouTube. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see what to do about this, because apparently it's happening over here too. I think the solution is to grab this and just make it taller until it matches up, until it lines up. Wow. It doesn't line up on both sides at the same time. Interesting. In a very frustrating way. I think I lined it up with this one and didn't notice that this one was messed up. So I think I've got to ungroup this side and move these up. Let me start with that one. So the tool is here. Oops, pressed the wrong button. Okay, we're gonna do the mouse and keyboard for this and move up to there. That should be better. Oh no. Of course it didn't deselect all. Okay, here we go. Turn off the tool and then it'll work. Okay. And do I have my selection deselect? Yes. Okay, cool. The tool didn't break. Let's see. What game did I buy when we last talked? Oh, you had just bought a bunch of Lego games, I think. It was like you just like you had already bought some Lego stuff before, but then you just gone and found like a whole bunch more Lego games that were you know, that were on sale and picked them all up. I think is what it was. I will be honest. Didn't expect to be quizzed on it. Jeez. Just kidding. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, yeah. But yeah, it was a big haul of more Lego games, I think. In actual seriousness. So is this correct then? I think the lights got messed up too, mostly in location. Which means I've gotta just do this. Like every angle, I mean, not location. Yeah, that's better. And then I already decided to delete the one that was messed up here. Did I do it already? Oh, that was before. Now it's moved again. Let me make sure that this one's right. Oh, it must have been right because there's 2 of them here. I'll delete one. Oh, wait. Right. This is not it's a 30-degree angle, I think. Or 60, rather. It's on the 30-degree angle snap. Since then, I bought Crisis Trilogy Remastered, LA Noire Remastered, Life is Strange Remastered Collection, Cyberpunk 2077, and Lego Star Wars 2. Those are all great games. I don't know about Life is Strange, but the rest of them are good. I didn't play it, but my wife played it and she didn't like it, so. But the rest of those are really good, and I know a lot of people like that one anyway, so. My you know. Yeah. And I bought Lego Batman 2 and Lego Marvel Superheroes 1. Nice. It sounds like you recently got a job that made you very wealthy, and you're just like, I'm gonna go buy everything. But I know it's like actually because like the sales, you know, the Cyber Monday, you know, and that's just like just a brilliant time to just go take advantage of all those sales. Let's see. I can't remember what I was going to do to make this copied over. Let's see. Life is Strange 1 bangs. Let's see. Go here. Oh, don't go thicker. There we go. I don't know about the other game in the collection. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't remember which one she played and all that kind of stuff. I just know she probably played both or something, and she might have only been talking about one of them. I don't really remember. But it's something that I remember her talking about how bad it was. But it could have very well been like a sequel or something like that. And it was only bad to her. She was talking about how she was surprised that so many people like it, and if that means that it must have been okay, you know what I mean? Okay, so to get this thing to be perfectly mirrored, I need something for it to snap to. And the thing is that I don't have that. Maybe if I was snapping it to itself coming off of that, but then I need to use this to tell me where the next rail is, so I need to go in reverse, which is not that great of a situation to be in. I'm going to duplicate this and move it down here and see if it can snap. Yeah, there. Well, a little bit there. And then I'm going to bring this in. Let's see if we got to bring this in so that it comes in this way, and then let's see. Yeah, okay, I know how to do it. Okay, whoops. Not like that. That's not how you do it. There is it just popped in my head. There's a line from an interview with Paul Rudd that lives in my brain. Rent free. Not a movie, not any kind of writing, but an interview where he's just like, who would have thought 2 of us here today? Not me. Not me. And it just like for some reason that lives in my head rent free. Also, let's see. I don't know about the other. Okay. Also today I bought Daniel Craig 5 movie collection 4K Blu-ray on sale for $35. Nice. That's really good. I just pay for like 6 different streaming services instead of getting DVDs these days. But they well, except for a few movies. Like obviously every single time there's like my absolute favorite movie, I've got to get it. Like what do you call it? A Knight's Tale is my favorite movie of all time. That being said, it's very easy to say that maybe there are other movies that are better masterpieces and stuff like that, but A Knight's Tale is just my favorite. I need to bring this down so that I can snap the bottom of this. Actually, is this too tall? No, this is right. Okay. I need to snap the bottom of this. But The Princess Bride is just the best movie of all time. Like, it doesn't... You know what I mean? Like, well, actually... I mean, Sandro and Yojimbo is also my favorite movie of all time. I didn't... A Knight's Tale was my favorite before I ever saw them. And now they're my favorite. I kind of just suddenly forgot about them for a second. But yeah. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those movies, but they are top-notch. Also, see, that set's usually 65. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he's got a lot of movies there that add up. And that's a really good deal then. Like, let's see. I don't know if anybody else can tell, but I'm very starved for sleep right now. My kids were deciding to stay up till almost 4 a.m. Just going back and forth about about something, about their blankets, and stuff like that. So I don't know why this doesn't align the same over here as it does over here. I think this piece is... No, it's not inside of it. They just cross over right there. Oh, they are actually overlapping. I'll adjust that in a second. I think that they need to line up perfectly here and then be grown a bit or something. No, because that's going to make it overlap over here. Okay, it needs to be here and then you just bring it in. What's happening? It deselected it whenever it tried to go into move mode or something. Okay, that's not gonna work. Yeah, I guess I've got to snap it to this corner and figure out how to make this one line up. I think I must have snapped it like that on the other one and let it poke out over there. Right, because this coming out made it to where that didn't really matter or something. I'll have to probably make some adjustments there. It's all his Bond films. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he had a lot of Bond films. I know I said he has a lot of movies in general, but I meant his Bond films. And they're really good. So, yeah. But yeah, it's let's see. It's definitely one of the better Bonds. Are you looking to see the packages here? 1 second. Apparently, my wife is here for trying to get my attention. I'm gonna pause the stream for like 1 second. Okay, I'm back, and it was not the expected package. Let's see. Oh, we have to sign for. Let's see. Okay. Was waiting for it to drop under 40 before I considered buying, and I randomly checked Amazon today, and it was on a Black Friday sale. Nice. She ended up needing me to move something heavy for her. And it was something that actually couldn't wait. Otherwise, she wouldn't have even asked. Apparently, this one is scaled to the floor instead of scaling through the floor, which is fine, except that makes it kind of clippy up here, which is not desirable. Snap it to that. Nope, that didn't help. That just made it worse. Oh, wait. Oh, that's weird. I snapped it to the exact same place as I snapped it before, and now it's on top. That's a little funny. So, here we go. With the slope, I'm going to need to put a slope right here. Fill in that hole, but we've got this mirrored across now, and it's perfectly aligned because we used a couple techniques to get this thing to be the exact width and lined up to the center. Now, if I need to adjust the width at all of this, you know, this little ramp, which I don't think we will need to do that, but if I do, that's weird. It should snap to there. It's especially strange because I thought I snapped this piece to that bridge. I guess I didn't. It's a little weird. Did it get moved? No, it didn't get moved, so it shouldn't be like that. Because now it's not here lined up. Anyway, I think I can fix that very simply by scaling it out this way a bit and then scaling this one out this way a bit. But for now, we'll just leave it like that, and because it's not that big of a flaw on the map. It would just be something that the original couldn't have done because it wouldn't save on polygons. So that's a new Christmas present. Nice. I think this was my Christmas present last year. I think it was a similar situation. I think it's normally like $60 or something, and my wife got it for a similar price to yours on Black Friday. And Akira Kurosawa, 4 samurai classics. It's got 7 samurai and Yojimbo, Sanjuro, and the Hidden Fortress. And so yeah, no, I know exactly how you feel. Well, except that I was receiving it, not buying it, because my wife was the one buying it for me. So let's see, I need to find a good triangle to put in there that has this floor piece on it, which I think, oh no, uh-oh. I forgot to select my folder this morning. Okay, we're gonna close all this. It's not too big of a deal. It's just gonna be annoying because all of these are now outside of everything. So just gotta slowly select all of these. Oh wow, all my lights are still called Central Tower Light Interior 50s. Oh gosh, that was dumb of me. I'm gonna have to rename every single one of those lights now. Or something. The ones that I decided to put, they're the ones that I copied and then didn't rename apparently. I don't even know why I named the original ones. It was more like just messing with the tool. I'm gonna close that folder. Just you know, being like, hey, you can rename things. Maybe I should rename this light so I can find it easier later. And now I've flooded myself with copies of that exact light. So much for that. Is that Blu-ray? I don't think it is. I think it's just DVD because of that. Because it was I could be wrong because we didn't have a Blu-ray player until this year. No, we did get the PlayStation 4 last year. Anyway, maybe it is Blu-ray. I don't think I even looked. It's DVD. It's DVD. DVD boo, yeah. I mean, yeah. It definitely is a, you know, that would definitely be older tech, but let's see. Now I'm gonna have to put a ceiling. There's a little like awning kind of thing up there with the light pointing down at this area, so that's where the light comes for this area. And this piece here. Oh, okay, I thought I had the. There we go. And this end piece here that goes between these two little foot railing. Oh, I thought there was light up there too. Okay, never mind. There's only one down here. Let's see. Yeah. Bennett and Blu-ray. Yeah. I will whenever, you know, I feel like getting that upgrade. It is something that the film recordings that they have for it are so old. I'm sure they had to do some kind of restoration to make it higher quality. Like the to make a Blu-ray even necessary. Yeah, I think I need to get... Oh, what's going on here? Why is this so high? Oh, that's this one. It lines up the floor over... Oh, darn. Oh, boy. So whenever this was was down, lower, it was correct. And it shouldn't have been. I shouldn't have raised it up, but also that means... Did I snap everything over here slightly too high? Or does it all line up? This lines up here. Oh yeah, I scaled this down, so it doesn't matter what the height is for this one. Over here it might matter. Because maybe it's supposed to be in the floor a little more? No, it's correct. I don't understand what happened there. Did I raise... I must have raised this up by accident at some point, or scaled it up one click or something, and I didn't, and I just don't remember. Because that's the only explanation. I mean, these are in the floor by that little tiny bit there. And just like this side is on the same piece. These are these in the floor here? Okay, maybe they are. Maybe these are now both two slightly different heights. In which case, I mean, I can always fix it pretty easily if I just go tick down. Oop. Hold on. Let me do that again, but on 1/8. Nope, that's too much. Okay, is that flush? Close enough to flush. And this snaps to here, right? Where did I snap this to? Oh, that was before I scaled it out. Right. Right. Still don't remember where I snapped it to, because if I snapped it in the middle there, I must have... Oh, it was this piece here. It was that corner. Okay. That's where it was before. Okay. Just bought all of the Harry Potter films on 4K. Most of them are 1080p upscale. Nice. I should, like you said, upgrade mine, but most of the time I stream things and I watch that box set about once a year. Wait a minute, if I'm snapping to here anyway, I need to make this the same height as this one's base. Okay, so this one isn't clipping through the floor, so, and this one was, and now they're both flush. I don't think I need to do anything with this. I must have accidentally scaled it upward at some point and caused that problem. Like, that's the only explanation. And these are snapped to the bottom of it after I scale it down, so that's not a problem either. And also, I'm not even going to use this piece. I'm planning on extending these out, which maybe is a mistake, because then they're going to be so long they may not be able to be snapped to. And I also won't be able to use things like this to snap pieces like this to the other side. Anyway, I guess we'll get on with it. Let's see. Get them in an exclusive Steelbook collection. Streaming service quality is poo-poo compared to 4K or standard 1080p discs in most cases. Yeah, that is true. But also convenience. No, but you're right, and it's also like, I will say that you know, with kids, it makes it way, like I was saying with convenience, what I was joking about with convenience is kind of true. It makes it a lot easier and simpler to set things up for yourself and your kids whenever you're focusing more on streaming services. But that is true that they're kind of like very crappy. In other words, because I have kids, it's way nicer to just not go for quality and to go for something else instead, you know? Actually, you know what? I forgot to copy this over. Oof. Should I rename this? I'm just gonna leave it. Whatever. I mean, I'm not using the names to identify them anymore clearly because I only just realized it whenever I was in the menu by accident. So it won't really be that big of a deal if I just kind of ignore it. Let's say there, and we'll adjust some stuff. And a lot of Blu-rays. Yeah. I actually didn't have one for a very long time. Like I said, we just got the PlayStation 4 like last year. We got it because my wife was working for Sony. So we went ahead and got it on their storefront thing for their employees at a discount. And they still, at their storefront internally, do not have any PlayStation 5s. Like, literally, like, their employees can't get them. And that shows a very positive high demand for the PlayStation 5. And also a kind of a negative, you know, ability to stock it. But anyway, yeah, whenever we got that one, we got it partially because we couldn't get a PS5, like I said. And partially because we just wanted one. Could not place object, not enough physical space. Oh, okay. It doesn't want to place inside that because it has the physics lighting. So let's see. Duplicate. Nope. I think I might have to make it come up. No. I'm going to prefab this actually. And then select that. Okay, well it lets it come this direction. But it just wouldn't let me go the other way. It just was not going to let me. Why are the lights on? Why do the lights have physics, I wonder? Oh, jeez. Well, that's goofy. Let's delete that before it gets messed up. Used to use my PS5 as my main Blu-ray player until I bought a dedicated player a few months ago. Yeah. That's, like, they're definitely worth it. Like, we just haven't gotten to do that yet. What is happening with this? Okay, I'm just gonna let it sit still for a second and wait. There must be something weird going on. I assume I've got something colliding somewhere in here that's causing this issue. But I couldn't tell you what it is. Like The Witcher. Why is my thing over there? Did I magically select some other random object somewhere? That's maybe physics-based, because there's no reason for me to be... Yes. Look all the way down there. Look at that. I have, for some reason... Oh, I probably pointed the aimer down there. What is this, even? It is the... It's Prefab 3. Okay, it's King of the Hill Zones. Okay. Alright. Sure. Let's select this one. Just this one. Oh, what the heck? Oh, I prefabbed it after selecting those. I see. That's why it's called Prefab 3. Somehow I selected all of these whenever I did that. I don't think I did. I think somehow it broke and selected them for me, because how could I have selected all of these and not the floor underneath them? Not by accident. I mean, by accident. Like, it would be something that just wouldn't happen by accident. Okay. I got a Panasonic UB821 of the Amazon sales, which is the one with the best players on the market right now. Oh, cool. Like, best user reviews. Do y'all use, jeez. Really? Okay, listen. Here's what we're gonna do. I just realized that this is gonna be prefab down there, and I just duplicated all of them. Okay, I really don't understand how this happened. I really, truly don't, and I think it must have been some kind of selection bug. Because this doesn't make any sense. But I will manually deselect these once more and re-prefab the original piece. Or the original collection of pieces. There we go. Okay, here we go. Now this... Okay, which one is which? One that's poking out is the one I want. So that explains why I was hitting with physics and stuff like that. Turn off magnets and let it sit for a second. Before I let it go, has the best performance for 4K discs and supports all 3 HDR types. Nice. With user reviews, you guys do the thing with the hook, where if you look at the user reviews on Amazon, for example, you can see whenever there is like there's a hook in the let me let that sit for a second before I let it go. So like you've got your user reviews and you got number 1 is really big, number 2 is really big, whatever, and you're like, okay, this looks like it's going to be a good one, but then it comes down, if it hooks back out at the bottom at like 1 and sometimes 2, like if they go back out again at a slope, like you look at the graph basically and it kind of creates a hook, then don't buy it. Like basically if it's a tiny one, like a really tiny little bump there, it's not a big deal. But if there is a hook, then generally speaking, this is going to cause this basically makes the product just not, I mean, this is an indicator that the product is not that great to get, and it has not failed me once. And I always seem to be getting like the best version of something on the market that's not even necessarily the one that's like everybody knows about. It's like the best is in like it's durable and then also all of the other things. So I was just wondering if you guys have ever heard of that, because it's pretty extremely helpful actually. Let's see. Mainly bought it for the Dolby version support, as neither Gen 9 supports it for disc playback. I see. Okay. I think I've got to do these pieces one at a time. I think I'm going to do this, because I know that these snap here. Actually, the problem is that nothing else snaps to them, so they won't be a good guide for me for anything else. Unless I move something else with it. Just trying to figure out how to mirror this box without making it way more work than it needs to be. I think the best bet would be to alter it a little bit. Like if I bring this somewhere to where something can snap to it, like I scale it. Or if I could turn this thing around somehow. Okay, so this one and this one line up exactly on a line here. But they don't line up over here. And what I need to do is be able to move it this way. So if I find a way, if I put a piece here, I suppose I duplicate this because it's a nice small piece, and rotate it this way and put it into position so that it snaps to this corner. Could I then scale it down to snap to there? I would say so. And then it's an interesting texture, like combo right there. Or I mean like usage. You just like slap this somewhere as this tiny little kind of effect. Or I mean, yeah, texture. I think I have to scale it to the back side because it doesn't want to line up on this side. Means I need to watch from a weird angle so I can see it happen. Okay. That works. There. Work up top. Slightly off. Ooh, jeez, that was not what I wanted to do. Okay. I don't go by Amazon reviews. I go by own research over multiple weeks, looking for on forums, YouTube videos, and articles. Yeah, that's probably for the best for something like big, like sound systems, especially. I mean, for like not sound systems, Blu-ray players, and that you want to get the different HDR types correct and everything like that. I guess I'm mainly thinking in terms of like what do you call it? Like everyday products, I guess. But yeah, research is definitely warranted as well. For example, whenever I did buy a, for my wife, I usually build my computers, but for my wife, she wanted to just get one that was simpler than that. Yeah, I don't want to scale that. That looks sort of like the right spot, I think. Anyway, for her computer, she didn't want to have to go through all that. And she was like, what if we just buy a pre-built one? And I was like, I've never bought a pre-built one before. Before I bought pre-built ones, my mother was buying them for me, that kind of thing. So I was like, okay, but I guess we will. I guess if that's what you want to do, then we'll go ahead with that. So she got her pre-built computer, and that's what we did, though. We did the Amazon reviews, and it actually came out to be a really good computer. It's basically, for the price it was, it's basically what I would have built. So I'm satisfied with it. But yeah, it's just a little, it's just something that I usually go and do myself, you know what I mean? To make sure I've got it. So in that case, I did market research, like you're saying, well before paying for that one. But I didn't, yeah. But basically it's, that was sort of an odd situation though, because I don't usually, I don't know, I don't make huge purchases very often in general. Like, what the heck is happening? Okay, I can snap all that. I can fix that. Or I can just undo it, but I don't want to break the light that I've got selected, because lights are a pain in the butt. I can grab this with this frame too. There we go. Is that correct? Let's see. No, absolutely nothing on PCs. Wouldn't know where to start with one. Yeah. See, I don't go by Amazon. Oh yeah, that was the same one you said before that I'd already read. Yeah. Just was rereading it. Okay, so basically, yeah. With computers, it's very complicated. It does get really complicated. You gotta do like know what the numbers all mean, and that gets up in the range of fairly fairly complicated, I think. I think that somehow this is not snapping to the right spot, and I don't know why. I think it's clearly because I scaled these wrong, but so I don't know why I'm saying I don't know why. Very clear it's because I messed up at some point. Oh, you know what? I should be able to snap it to that point, though. Huh, that's weird. Okay, well that will work, actually. And then I can just scale this back to be inside that wall. Okay, that fixed it. Okay. Cool. Does this mean we have a mirrored box? No, this piece hasn't been moved yet. Needs to come over here. Snap that there, right? I believe. I mean, it's not exactly the same because I clipped it up into the top. What is going on here? Oh, geez. Did I grab the wrong one? No, it just got broken. What is happening here? How could this possibly have been... Okay, I think I grabbed the wrong one at some point. Fortunately, apparently I missed a piece. What is happening to this? Okay, well, we will snap... No, wrong one. Jeez, this would be so much easier if it just actually could grab the right magnet point. Okay, this is kind of infuriating. Not only will it not only did it somehow move, it's also grabbing the wrong snapping point. That was very unkind, Forge. Very unkind. I don't even know when that happened. Let's hold it for a second, and then do it by hand. Let's see. TVs, however, I know my way around those. Yeah, it's the opposite for me. Like, I know computers, but TVs, I'm like, yeah, I've got a TV. I didn't even buy my TV. It was a gift, so it was like a big gift from my in-laws. And if it's any indication to the quality, it was about $400, and it's like a year, or I mean like like 6 years old, something like that. So $400 from 6 years ago. So that will tell you how the quality level of the TV I have. It's adequate for sure. I did a load of research before I bought my OLED. Nice. Let's see. There we go. Okay, that got it back into position. That's in position. We can delete the little block for lining things up and save it off. It's gonna be real interesting whenever we try to copy and copy this entire part of the map over to the other side, because I have no idea how that's gonna turn out. Obviously, I'm gonna have to hold down that move button for like a very long time as the server catches up with the movement of every single little piece. And we'll end up seeing how well that works. You better be using warm temperatures on that TV, Mr. Sir. I'm even watching you on my OLED right now. Nice. I see, like, I know a lot about computers. I can, you know, practically an IT guy. I even went to school for computer programming and had to go through classes, of course, for maintaining computers and all that kind of stuff. So for that, I'm very knowledgeable. But whenever you just said you better be using warm temperatures on that TV, Mr. Sir, I immediately have no idea what you're even talking about. I mean, I know there's a warm setting and it makes the colors nice and you know, warm. So I know about that, and that might be all you're talking about. But yeah, Discord. Did you send me something in Discord? Let's see. Yes, there we go. Oh, that's the TV. For a second, I thought that was a screenshot because the resolution is like I you've got your phone lined up well enough and it's dark enough around the TV that I thought that you had somehow taken a screenshot. I was like, what's the screenshot for? What was I doing? And now I'm like, okay, so that. I mean, that alone tells you how good of a TV it is, because I literally thought you had screenshotted your, like, you know, your TV, like the screen from the settings. Very knowledgeable in how to eat a 20 box of chicken nuggets with one sauce tub. Yeah. Yeah. I know the feeling there too. Let's see. I think we're gonna probably... What do you think? Do you think I should extend these all the way through as far as they will go before the turn in the bridge? Or do you think I should try and shrink them back down and make it easier to copy and paste things because they'll snap better? Like, that's a good question, you know what I mean? I just realized that I put all those things into the folder, but I don't believe I actually set it to my current working folder. Also, that one just reopened. Yeah. Oh, the strongholds and capture plates and King of the Hill points. I gotta go delete all these. There's 10 new items down here for no reason. Capture plates for strongholds, hill zones, King of the Hill. All of this down here is extremely useful, and I'm so glad that they make it start with like this basic setup, because I don't know, it's just so much better. I know it happened in Halo 5. I know that is something about Halo 5 that I'm aware of. But yeah, let's see, round and pointy ones first, then the boot-shaped ones for scraping the bottoms. Yeah, exactly. The chicken, of course. Let's see. Where is my manipulator? In the middle there. Okay. Let me get a piece. Oh, I just about did it again. I just about walked away from this area. Oh, that's right. I haven't moved everything yet. Prefab 5. We're going to select all 3 of these. Wait, what? Why is there one more? Did I miss one? We're going to ignore that. select this, we're going to move it to here, and then we're going to go right here and set as working folder, and that will finally fix it'll fix that issue. We'll select everything and deselect everything, and then we're going to go here and select it, and we're going to get back out and press that middle click. Alright, so I missed one apparently, and we can drag it on out, and I can delete it because we have all 10 of the ones over here still. Yep, there we go. This little teleporter is for getting up and down from up there. Let's see now. There we go. Back popping. I think I've explained that before, that I am... Yeah, I think we do want to keep them going because the lines in the ground of these like rusty edges here are, you know, these seams are going to be a lot harder to notice if we can scale them just right. You know what I mean? If this is all long, then they will go with the flow of the area. Yeah. So let's do that, and I would say that means we just need, like I was saying, triangle. That's what I was about to go grab, and then I realized that I wasn't looking at the right folder. Let's see, duplicate. And then now it'll be inside of this folder. So it'll be the only thing locked in this folder, which will make it stand out, and I can unlock it. Boom. And then now we can come over here with it, turn it around, place it down there. And actually, does this one have 2 swatches? Oh, whoops. There we go. I think it does. Oh, no, it doesn't. This is the floor piece. I think there's another one that does have 2 swatches, isn't there? Anyway, I need to make this line up with this top piece, because the bottom piece needs to look like the metal, the Forerunner metal. Okay, so let's do that. Whoop, oh, I thought I had needed to flip that over, but I was wrong. Okay, there we go. That doesn't necessarily need to line up on the bottom there, but yeah. Okay, so now we've got that. Just snap to the edge of this. It's not really... Let's actually snap it there and see how big it is. Yep, never mind. This is probably for the best. Or snap it there. Nah, yeah, let's keep it here so it stays with the floor height. Doesn't make any sense to do anything else. Yeah. Oh, Discord. Let's take a look at that. Is from your phone to the TV. Yeah, that's really nice. Streaming. Is that a digital? Is that like a file on your phone that you're streaming to the that you're casting to the TV, or is that a streaming service? Because that's it doesn't look, you know, it looks really nice, and we were just talking earlier about how streaming services are worse than DVDs. So I was just wondering, or not DVDs, worse than DVDs, worse than Blu-rays. Yeah. I mean, that goes to show how slowly I adopted to Blu-ray. I just referred to Blu-rays as DVDs. So I'm still that far behind in technology. No, that's just from Amazon Prime, testing Dolby Vision on Rings of Power. Nice. How'd you like Rings of Power, by the way? Personally, I thought it was pretty good. Now, a masterpiece? No. Is it as good as the Lord of the Rings movies? No. But it's pretty good. It's like, that's kind of what I can say about it. And kind of all I can say about it. It's like, you know. It's like, yeah, I read some of the Silmarillion, but not all of it, and we'll eventually get to that because, yeah, but it's not written like a book, so I kind of don't know yet. I only saw like 10 minutes of the first episode. Okay. Well, here's my non-spoiler take on it then, because you have not seen it. Basically, my opinion is that it's really good. It especially gets better around specific episodes. I could even give you episode numbers that would be non-spoiler, so if you wanted to. But basically, my take is that it's definitely like it's good. Like, it's good enough for the legacy because I thought the Hobbit films were so bad that, like, I have like, they're bad. To me, Rings of Power is better than the Hobbit films. And some people say, oh, because I haven't seen the Hobbit either. Yeah, I like to rewatch Lord of the Rings now that I have my dedicated player. Yeah. Yeah, whenever you have some really good video quality, Lord of the Rings is even better. Oops. Wrong, you know, thing to switch to. Actually, that hid my stream from me, so now I gotta go through all of them again. Okay, so, like, yeah, Lord of the Rings is best with a really good setup. But anyway, so my spoiler-free take on it is that it's pretty good, it's worth watching, it's better than the Hobbit trilogy. And that it's, and because it's better than the Hobbit trilogy, and I didn't, you know, I was willing to sit through the Hobbit trilogy that one time. And so this show, I'll put it to you that way, I was willing to sit through it one time. I might even rewatch this first season whenever the next season comes out to remind myself everything that happened exactly, but my only complaint is I mean, you already know Galadriel's in the show, so saying this won't be a spoiler, saying they focus too much on her with the camera. You know, and I don't mean like they linger too much with the camera until it becomes like an awkward scene, like you're staring at somebody. It's kind of weird. It's like that's the kind of thing that they do wrong that I think that people are subtly picking up on and then complain about Galadriel doing this or that, being a Mary Sue or whatever. And it's like, I mean, first off, it's Galadriel. She's like literally from the Undying Lands. She is, if you're gonna have a Mary Sue, she's the one to do it with, you know what I mean? Okay, so I need to probably figure out a way to line this up. So, like, that's not a complaint. That's a compliment. That's like, oh, we did it right. You know what I mean? For her. I haven't seen Hobbit either. I own both Lord of the Rings and Hobbit on 4K Blu-ray in special edition hardcovers. Nice. But you're not going to open them up. I mean, that's a collector's edition. But yeah, no. So basically, to me, it's perfectly adequate movie. A couple of movies. I mean, first season. I very much enjoyed it, and I feel like it's going to it's a good, promising TV series. And they're changing a lot about the director, the showrunners, or something like that. I forget what it is, and I'm a little bit let down by that because I did like it. And I think that it's going to potentially harm the quality of the show going forward to change tacks, but I don't know how much they're actually going to be changing tacks. I mean, it was wildly successful, so let's see, duplicate, and I should probably prefab these. Should have done that before duplicating them. Let's see. Nope, that's no graph. Gonna prefab them and then duplicate the prefab because I don't want to have to reselect anything, and it's too late. Okay, let's see. So this one needs to be lined up. I believe this column was lined up with the floor, right? Or did I make it clip into the floor? I don't remember. I'm gonna have to go off of the outer piece here. So I'm going to shorten this. Okay, I'm going to have to reselect everything anyway. But yeah. Ivy, open them up to check the box. Oh, you've opened the... Ivy. I've opened them up to check the box contents, but haven't put any discs in. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. They, but yeah. We'll probably just watch the theatrical version when I do rewatch, as it requires 2 discs on extended editions, and I can't be bothered to swap it halfway through watching each film. Well, the upside to that is that you do have to take a bathroom break at some point, and it's so long with the extended edition that you know, take a bathroom break, or you know, grab some food and then come back. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I watch the extended editions once a year, so that's but I've never rewatched The Hobbit, so that should indicate to you how much I like The Hobbit. But I do feel like that Rings of Power is better than The Hobbit and is worth watching, at least, even if that's not saying much given what I just said about how I feel about The Hobbit. Like the books, the Hobbit book is one of my favorite books of all time, and I've, you know, read it multiple times. But the movie, not so much. Or movies. Let me go get my collection. Okay, sounds good. Let me see. Why is this not snapping where it's supposed to be? Like, I'm sitting here talking about The Hobbit and dealing with this thing just not wanting to snap to here in the slightest. And it is not helpful at all. But what might help is if I select this and duplicate it and flip it over, bring it over here. Actually, I should not have flipped it over, because now if I ever need to scale them, they're scaling in different directions. But that's okay. We'll just leave it. Okay, so now I have this end. I can snap to that, maybe. That's not going to help me at all, apparently. But, yeah, what is going on with these? Like, it's not snapping at all. Okay. Okay. It might be the order at which I prefabbed it. Let's select this. No. Okay, we'll deselect and reselect this. Still nothing. Is it really like about the scale? Like, I just brought it shorter. It was snapping to things. And now I've brought it shorter and it's no longer snapping to anything. Like, how's that supposed to work? How's that supposed to be helpful too? Like, sometimes this tool is this tool set is a little frustrating. Will it work now? Yes. Yes, it will. It was 100% about the scaling. There we go. Now, I don't know actually if that is correct, because like I said, I don't remember if this is going perfectly to the floor, and I don't know if this one is either. I guess I can see here. I'll see if it, no, I can't see down. Oh, it's down here. Okay, so this will tell me the correct height. Right? Because these two are exactly the same height. Yeah, so this... Oh, no it won't. Because I scaled this piece so that I could put those lights on the outside. Speaking of, are there lights on the outside? Down here. None on this side until there. It looks like... Oh, and this back one is the only one here. It's the one that, like, juts out. Okay, cool. Let's see. Then, yeah, I'll go with that, and we'll figure out how to get this height right. First of all, we got them all selected. Let's prefab them, so I don't have to reselect them later. I guess what I could do is select this one, find its Z value in both scale and position, and check it on the other one. Let's see. Okay, position Z 1183.22, and size Z, oh, I don't know if that's not it, is 8, size Y is 8.21. I'll send them on Discord. Okay, sounds like a plan. 183.23 is the same, I believe, on both. 0.22. So basically the same, and shouldn't be a problem in the slightest. So this is in fact the correct height, and I should be able to just, come on now, this one, I think prefabbing it made that not snap to the correct one anymore. There we go. Okay, so this should be good, and then we'll be able to adjust length. And this one is... Just gotta drag all of this in. Ooh, whoa, that's fast. Surprised me for a second there. How fast it was flying around. Okay, Discord. I'm gonna check it in 2 seconds. Let's see. Discord. Oh, nice. Oh, those are really cool art. So, there were a lot of redeeming factors to The Hobbit, by the way, in my opinion. I'm not saying that all of it was, like, crap or something. It's just that it's, it didn't live up to the original for me because of the things they added. Like, literally everything they didn't add was good, was great, and only, like, 10% of what they added was any good, was worth being there. It, like, had nothing to do with, you know what I mean? But it is definitely worth watching at least one time through because of how good it is. I just, so, yeah, don't feel bad about the box set, obviously. I mean, for that art alone on that cover, I would say don't feel bad about buying that box set. But, yeah, no, it's definitely worth watching, and a lot of people like it anyway. I've got one friend who loves it and always chews me out for saying that it's not that great. He always chews me out. He's like, how dare you? But let's see. Thank Christ these 4K Blu-rays of Hobbit aren't using the 480 FPS versions. Was there like some kind of problem where they had both, but like started like we're distributing the weaker one even though they didn't need to be? Because that sounds like Hollywood. But yeah, let's prefab this real quick and duplicate it so I can have the opposite side as well. And they're different lengths, so unlike the other stuff where I will go out of my way to, let's just turn off magnets for now, where I will go out of my way to, you know, finish one side up completely and then duplicate it. I'm not going to do that here because that's, yeah. I mean, like the high frame rate version. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, it was very uncomfortable, kind of uncanny valley because of that. I just realized I think this might have been supposed to be aligned with this piece. I'm gonna check it, but it definitely would have allowed me to scale things better if it was. Yeah, I think it might have been. I think they might have scaled it up and then did the slope, and then they scaled out from there for their own 3D model and went this way or something to that effect. But okay, let's see. Like extruded. So it's supposed to be in front of the box by a little bit, and this is going to be probably one of the most eyeballed positions that of any of the objects. Oh wait, I've got that other light. I can just, it's not gonna be eyeballed. What am I talking about? I can go off this thing. Duh. It is too tall though. Okay. High frame rate movies should be banned. Yeah. I'm sure that there are ways to use high frame rate positively, but it's like Noodle said, when, you know, especially whenever, like, he had a video where he was talking about how, you know, frame rate matters basically, and I fully agree with him, especially about the about animation. Like, that's what his main point was that with animation you intentionally animate at 24 frames per second sometimes. And that's, yeah. I can show you all of my shelf if you want, but it might take a while. For example, Hayao Miyazaki's Spirited Away, or Studio Ghibli's Spirited Away, I suppose. That one is 100% worth watching in high resolution. that's a great example of one where I mean frame rate, not resolution, where basically the movie was hand animated in 60 frames per second. So every animation is not just is like artistically, like every frame of that 60 frames per second has been artistically like analyzed by Hayao Miyazaki and his team to be perfect, right? So it comes out and it makes a good movie. But if you do the same thing with, like, if you upscale Tom and Jerry to 60 frames per second, you're just AI generating frames that don't need to be there, you know, into the thing, and making smoothed out weird middle frames that are actually blurring things and stuff like that. It's no good. When Avatar eventually releases on 4K, I hope they don't put high frame rate scenes on the disc. Yeah, Avatar is pretty good, so yeah, I would like it to be top notch, I suppose. They definitely don't. What was I gonna say about that? They yeah, I don't know. Like with Avatar specifically, it's kind of like a tech test more than a movie. They're like trying to make it like you know, the highest tech they can produce. Wow, did I accidentally put that railing the right length? Because that does look right. I mean, it's so right that it feels so right that to the point that I would say that this side, like the top needs to come in again so that I can clip the corner with a pyramid or another triangle. Like that's how proper that is, or either that or it's too wide, too long. You know, this entire bridge was sort of eyeballed, and I just realized that it almost feels like it's too wide. Like the entire bridge's width, I mean, was like I kept on opening it up and checking it. I was doing this, checking distance between here and stuff like that, and to make the width of this, and I might have made it slightly too wide, but I mean that's not going to be the end of the world, because this won't, the width of this bridge, as long as I get the length correct, including with the angles, it won't mess up where the main base is. So if this one slight, like if there's a slight width problem here, it won't be the end of the world. I really like how shiny this bridge is, I'm not gonna lie. It's coming out really nicely. Okay, so if that's correct, it'll be crazy if that's correct. When Avatar, yeah, petition to ban motion interpolation. Exactly. I own all the Star Wars films with matching slip covers. Nice. I wish I used to have the remastered edition that's actually viewed as really good. Why did that? I did not press that long, but I guess we'll walk over there and see. I mean, the lighting hasn't been baked, so we're not really seeing much uniqueness here, but it is going to be a little different whenever you go in. Even if you don't click off the bake lighting button, it does do a little bit of sort of like a preliminary bake, it seems like to me, because the lighting is a little better whenever you do that. Anyway, but yeah, that's really cool, though. You need to get this angle correct, and I think it's 45 degree. Yep, definitely a 45 degree turn there, which means I need to grab a block and duplicate it and snap it over here. Actually, well, first I'm going to turn it, then turn on snapping, and snap it to here. And then I'm going to stretch it out, and that's going to give me exactly how far this other rail needs to be. If I assume this one's correct, then that rail needs to go there, because that is where the other turn is going to be based on here. And if that feels like it's way too long, then that means that this side was actually a little too long, which it very possibly is. And the reason I say that is because the height of this column was, whenever I stood over here, like now, well, let's see. On the screen, right about now is whenever that column feels like it's the same. And the question is if the railing... Nope, yeah, the railing's the same. Okay, I guess that's good then. And then I need to snap, honestly, to... oh, geez. Okay, well, I'll snap to that and just make the outer railing and then make the inner railing off of that. The inner railing needs to be adjusted anyway, so... Let's see. So if I want these to line up perfectly, I need to go here and get really close, and then I need to turn on. I need to bring this down to 0.101. So how does everyone feel about me switching to Twitch? We got like 5 people in chat in the as concurrent viewers right now. If I switched over to Twitch, then you know it's possible that my viewers would go up. It's possible that they won't, but I just wanted to know because I've got the somewhat small, you know, somewhat small viewership that I have built is like you know, I don't want to lose anybody on that. You know what I mean? Like, if you're here and you like watching, then I'd rather keep you entertained, you know, than go over to Twitch. But I do like the idea of, you know, people being able to chat easier. If that's a, you know, if that's a real like issue for people, then I could definitely go there and make it easier to chat because people are using their consoles. But I guess actually that's why I was asking about the. You said something about being able to stream to both at the same time with an app. What was it? Dual stream or something? I can scroll back up to find it, but and all the Star Wars films with matching slipcover. Oh yeah, you already said that. I already read that part. Okay, so this one looks like that. Here we go. That feels too long. And this is where it really matters. If I go too far this way, I realize I'm doing the little Master Chief Collection screen. But if I go too far this way and it stretches out too much, then it won't align with the base, or it won't align with that door over there, because the doors are definitely identical. So I need to, oops, I need to figure out exactly how to get this angle correct, because, like, that's why I was thinking that this was, I thought that that rail there was too long in mine, and that I needed to adjust it. It feels slightly, oh, you know what it is? Okay. It's the exact thing I was trying to fix a second ago, and it turns out that it is, in fact, something I need to fix. So, this is on the wrong spot. If I snap this to here and scale it out, that's where I need it to be. Because because this back area is going to be scaled back anyway to make this slope work as a means of the turn, of making the turn, but then this one is not so much the right spot. That means that this area needs to be, yeah, based on that other one's back side, essentially. But you said Discord. Well, I'll check that. Let's see what we got in there. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's cool. Game of Thrones, Star Wars, Back to the Future, Lord of the Rings, with The Hobbit, Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, that's a good collection. That's top notch. Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball. Is that Super at the bottom there? And yeah, that's awesome. That's definitely a nice collection of DVDs. Okay, let's see. Here we go. I think I just got this to the right spot. If I actually have not seen Dragon Ball Z Super, or Dragon Ball Super, not Dragon Ball Z Super. I want to eventually watch it, but I haven't. And because I was trying to get my wife to watch the original first. Or, well, actually, we were watching Dragon Ball Kai. Because the filler is removed. What's happening here? Oh, yeah, it's definitely not. It was so dark I couldn't tell what was going on with this. Okay, and then this one I can, yeah. So this should be my correct angle. I'm going to leave that there until I know for sure. And come over here and see. Yeah, that feels like the right length. I haven't even looked at it on the other one, but it already feels right to me. I've only seen a small bit of it. So I get that you collect things, not just to watch right away. You don't buy movies just to watch right away. You buy them for the collection so that you can watch them whenever later on, like on a sick day or a rainy day or whatever, which makes perfect sense. I tend to end up buying them pretty much only whenever I need them, I guess. Now this rail here, like whenever I'm going to watch them that day, basically, which isn't, which tends to be where I'm like, I want to watch this movie. I don't have it. So, yeah, it's not really a superior option. Okay, so I think that this slope here is gonna be basically mirrored across for these two, which is good because they've got lights in them and I don't like having to rebuild things like that more than once. So being able to copy and paste it from one side to the other is definitely gonna be superior. But just so you're aware, it looks like the railing lines up perfectly right here. So whenever we get to that, it's gonna be a matter of just going like this. I mean, of putting that same kind of block that we have for that angle, just turning it basically and snapping into position for over there, which is actually, I could just do that right now. And instead of deleting it, I think I just deleted it. I think I can undo. There we go. I had just scaled that, but that's okay. I can just grab this, bring it over, and snap it. Oh, you know what? Ugh. Oh, I wish I could redo that now, because I realize I'm going to have to rescale this thing anyway, so it didn't really get me anything to try and save this block. There we go. Point is that if I do this, that'll tell me where the next angle needs to go with these rails. Oh, it kept my scale? I thought I scaled this block after. Oh, there we go. I selected it and it just shifted. There we go. That's good enough. It's going to be clipping inside of the next rail anyway. Let's see. Same with Game of Thrones. I haven't watched those in about three. Like since season 3. Whenever you say in about 3, do you mean since season 3? I definitely watched all of Game of Thrones, and it was a thing. So these are the same as the blocks that are on that side. And so this doorway is the same width as the other doorway, I assume. And they've got this cool little effect here, and this here. Very cool. Anyway. Yeah, let's see. I just tried to... I hit back like I was supposed to... Like I could go into the, hit the back button. Well, okay. The... whatever the crap they call it now. The select button, really, is what it is. But, whatever they call their select button now, I mean, it would... I don't know. Menu button? I don't know. That's the other one. Whatever. Anyway, I don't know why they changed things like that. Start and select was perfectly fine. Trying to pull in people who play on smartphones, I guess. I guess I'm gonna need to put a triangle piece here. Yeah, maybe. In fact, I might need to make the triangle piece come from all the way back here. Unless I do the triangle for the next section. That wouldn't be terrible, actually. Because it would draw a straight line across the map. Over there. It'll be right in the middle of the lights. Hard to say. So basically what I'm looking at is I'm going to have, you know, obviously to figure out how to make this join to the next row. I could put a seam right here so you'd see sort of like where the rust kind of ends there. Read the previous comments. Oh, did I miss something? Oh, there it is. I get Kai but can't find it on Blu-ray. Sorry about that. Anywhere. Yeah, I've owned those Lord of the Rings films since last Christmas and I still haven't watched them. Same with some of Thrones. I haven't watched those in about 3 years. Okay. Yeah. Somehow I thought, you know what it was? I saw the Ive, and I think that my brain just thought it was the same message. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense, but I think that that might be what happened. At the beginning of the sentence, there was Ive, and my brain just went, oh, that's that one I read already. So anyway, There's this, so you got the slope here, and that's important. I could put the seam here is what I'm saying. There could be a seam here at the slope, and then it would be a seam here. Or I could put the seam here and have it be in the middle of the slope over there. Like it could come straight out, I think. No? I can't do that? No, I can't do that. I just realized. No, I can't do that. No, I think it's just the one thing. Okay, never mind. There's no options. I don't think there are options. So this is going to have to come back here. And we can level that out in a second. And this back here. Right around the same spot. And this one as well. And then we can put a big old triangle piece here. It has to be, it should be a big 45-degree angle. It should be this piece here. It should, if we did this right, and if we didn't, then we can actually use it to correct the mistake. But if we did this right, then this should snap up here. And then scale perfectly. That shelf, yeah, welp. That shelf will be updated soon if, I'll show you what I've gotten. Cool. Sounds good to me. It's yeah. So this should line up here, with the outside. Yeah. And then that should also line up over here with the inside. Because if it lines up with the inside... Oh, I guess I'll just line it up with the inside over here. Because the inside was... Right? That was lined up with the other side. No. No, 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 no. It's this one. This is where I need to line it up. Everything else can be adjusted to match. And it doesn't line up perfectly. Okay. Interesting. In which case, that means that my other measurement somehow went wrong. And I just need to be here, really. Yeah. Why is this lower than the rest of the ground? I definitely snapped it to it, didn't I? Oh, jeez. It snaps to something else. And so it's almost poking through Discord. Okay. Harry Potter complete. Select, you know, collection. Nice. That's really awesome. Yeah. There's of course, like every single actor from BBC is in. Oh, it is Snap 2. Correct. Why was it not? Why did it seem so much lower? Did I actually move it to the right spot at some point in all of that and didn't realize? Probably. It's always funny whenever you accidentally move something to a perfect position. I'll let you take a guess how much that set was. I am honestly gonna guess... Well, I mean, let's see. I would say... Oh, I snapped it to there, and that's not lined up perfectly here yet. I didn't. Okay, I see what's happening. I was wondering about that. I would say that if we're on Price is Right, then probably I'm gonna guess like $200 at least, something like that. And the next person can guess $201. So that I would lose. How's that? How's that for a guess? Although you probably got it on sale or something. Don't know. It seems expensive. I'm waiting for you to respond, by the way. 170 euros. That does come out to I was close. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that would come out to like $200, I think. Is there a gap here? Is that why it's not going right? Did I actually not get this height perfect? Is there a very slight gap here? There is. Does that mean there's a slight gap over here? Because that would definitely mean that to me. Okay, how does this all work out? This doesn't make any sense. Okay, well, we're just gonna have to flip this over and fix its gap. With a click, like one click, it's 0.1 away. Okay, I actually even went 2 clicks by accident. There we go. And then this is going to maybe snap to here, if I can get it to. No? Okay, well in that case we are going to have to move it down manually, because this one's height is... Oh boy, I did zoom in a little bit. There we go. That should work. This one's height is a lot more precise to the you know, all the other rails, whereas this one is precise to this, and these are basically the same height, it looks like. Maybe they're also off by 0.1. But anyway, now we've got that gap cleared, I can actually scale this correctly. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, no, you're right, not euros. I did actually notice that emblem is not a euro whenever I said that, and I went, that's not a euro in my head. And I had to wait for a second before I figured you'd let me know if I got that wrong. You see, brand new as a pre-order, not euros. The Game of Thrones set was even more than that. Yeah, Game of Thrones is expensive. Every single box individually is like $60. I know because, or at least it was whenever we bought them. Well, okay, some of them were on sale. We waited until they were on sale and we got them for like $30. We didn't even buy the last season. Because you haven't watched them in 3 years, so you have avoided the fact that the last season makes the rest of the show, you know, look like a masterpiece versus the last season, which is practically not worth watching. Game of Thrones for $250, jeez. $250 or $250 of that currency that I still haven't identified because I am being ridiculous. Like I can't think of what that emblem is at the moment. I've seen it before. I knew what it was at one point, and I'm being very American. Let's see. I've seen all of them. I think I got Game of Thrones for $250. Oh, I thought you said you hadn't watched them. Oh, you bought them but haven't watched the actual DVDs, but you have seen them before. The Game of Thrones, I think, is what you're trying to say. I haven't read the books, so I just thought the ending was fine. Oh, well, yeah. So basically, yeah, I have read all of the books so far, but obviously we haven't gotten to that one in the series. So technically, what happens in that has not happened in the books. But the main problems that I have with it is that I mean, I kind of feel like it was a writing mistake, like faux pas, just in general, because they did not telegraph what was happening ahead of time, and there were much more logical things to have occurred, even with insanity. Like they basically, the problem is that in the books they had this. I guess there is a bit of the books involved with why I feel like that. But basically, I'm doing this just to get a initial railing here. In the books they have prophecies and more magic involved, more stuff going on with Daenerys, and it just basically it loses its ability. They lose their ability to telegraph the events at the end, like to give you a sort of subconscious acceptance of what happens. You know what I mean? Like they don't hang a lantern on it very well, is what the term would be, I guess, for the insanity. Just be like, yeah, yes, we know it's a cliche, but we're going to do it anyway, and here's how we convince you that it's okay to do. And and they call that hanging a lantern on something if you're going to do that. Basically, they didn't do that well, and it would have been better had they stuck with the idea of, like, they at the very beginning they kind of crippled themselves because of the fact that they, in their ability to tell that ending, because they got rid of, I think you sent something just now. House of Dragons is really good. Yeah, do that. Definitely buy House of Dragons. That one's fantastic. I think I need to slide this over. Basically, they ruined their ability to telegraph what was going to happen with her whenever they decided to make the setting more like lower magic, and they had to eventually make it higher magic anyway, so there wasn't really much of a point to it, to the whole decision they made. In the end, they were gonna have to bring the magic back in, and then they weren't really able to with I'm just gonna try and line the texture up a little bit. They're going to try, I mean, they kind of ruined, yeah, I don't know, it just was a that's the like overarching critique I have for it. But it's like, yeah. Anyway, how about House of the Dragons whenever all the seasons are out? Looks like through the ending. Yeah, exactly. I would say though that House of the Dragons first season is so good, and it doesn't have Dan and Dave, who were the ones who were responsible for the writing and execution of that final season of Game of Thrones. So, in my opinion, you could get started with that now, probably, and not be like losing money because it turns out that it's not any good. You know what I mean? They actually did a really good job. They have like a childbirth scene that's like much more realistic than anything Hollywood really typically creates. And having, been present for 3 of those, I can tell you it's way more realistic, and my wife agrees, having been the one going through it. You know what I mean? So it's, yeah. It was actually my wife's point before I even really thought about that. Like mid-episode, she just paused it and was like, that was more realistic than... what am I doing here? This is not right. That's just making it into a square again. I'm going to need to do it this way. No, wait, hold on. This way? What am I doing here? Oh, right, duh. I just need to do a square. I don't need a triangle piece. I gave myself my angle, and then okay, so I could have done it the other way around that I was thinking. Because I could have lined up. No, I guess I couldn't. I don't know. I can't seem to think of a way that I could have done it any other way, so I think this is right. Anyway, let's see. Ooh, more takes. Let's see. What's this episode for? Is even released officially. I've seen all of it. House of the Dragon is good, and it's only going to get more dragony. Exactly. So you have seen House of Dragon. You're just waiting to buy it later, once that's all out. I see what you mean. Yeah, that makes sense. Now I understand what you're saying. You're saying you want to get the full box set as a single thing, and you don't want to have to... If you buy it now, you'd have to buy it piecemeal every single season. And you're saying... yeah, I thought you meant something else. I thought you meant you hadn't seen it yet. My bad. But yeah... I still, well, if you have seen it, yeah. By the way, you've been here multiple times. Hihi Shibuti? Is that correct? 33? Hihi Shibuti? I haven't said your name yet, and I've been like, I realized that I've been recognizing it and talking to you and saying yeah and stuff like that, but I hadn't actually said your name yet, which is a thing that I do on instinct because I have something serious. Like I think I've got ADHD. I haven't gotten that diagnosed yet, and yes, I know that's a stereotype of ADHD people in general, but yeah, House of the Dragon is good. Cool. And with the ADHD comes the inability to remember people's names, like very badly, and basically So that's what I'm. So I instinctively, even whenever I know your name, will be like, yeah, you, or I'll say like, hey, and I will not use someone's name. It will just happen instinctively, because I will not remember their name. Like I've literally been asked, what's your mother's name before, and went, for a second before I remembered her name. I've been asked, what's your name, like my own name, and been like, wait a second, it's William. Yeah, it's William. Like, it's weird. And that's supposedly not usually as extreme as my case, but supposedly a common trait among people with ADHD. And so that's one of the symptoms that makes me say I probably have it, but need to get diagnosed. Because I'm not going to say I definitely have it until then. But yeah, so that's something that's a thing. But yeah, that's a. So yeah, he Shibuti. That helps me remember. That hopefully I will remember it. But that also is one of the benefits of having a conversation online. The person's name is written right in front of you every single time. Every single time they say something, you've got the name right there. But that also means I don't have to, remember it. So it kind of is a problem too. It's an enabling effect. But yeah, George R. R. Martin says it needs at least 4 seasons to tell the full story, but I can't wait for the full set. Yeah, I know, for real. I can wait. I said can't. Can wait for the full set. Yeah, to own it, I can wait for the full set, especially because I pay for HBO, so I can just go watch it and stream it. But basically, we did buy all of we didn't. So with Game of Thrones, we were borrowing an HBO account because we couldn't afford to rent it. To pay it monthly. But then at the end of the year, whenever we could afford to get something, we would, or after tax returns, we would buy the box sets. So every year we ended up paying $60 for Game of Thrones, or $30 if it was. Actually, I think some of them were like $30 or $40. And then we could have probably paid for HBO for like a little bit of that. But I think that was back whenever you needed cable. I forgot about that. Yeah, Matt Smith's character was probably my favorite in House of the Dragon. I really thought he was well done. I didn't like him as a person, but obviously this is Game of Thrones, so you don't have to pick a character based on whether or not you like them as a person. That's not the point of the show. It's about seeing these interesting personalities mix in like a Sopranos style way. So like in like a really crazy kind of way. I think I can duplicate these ground pieces out at this point. I was kind of deciding, I was sitting here flying around in circles deciding if I wanted to do that now or later, but I think I need the floor to be able to stand on, to be able to line up, railings and lights and stuff like that. So, but yeah. So yeah, Matt Smith's character is great. Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. Pretty much nailed the performance. Exactly. I think that if he... Yeah, I really liked a lot of characters. Like, oh my gosh, King Viserys was phenomenal. Do I need these? Yeah, it all has this... Whoops, what am I doing? I just realized that... I forgot about this, the dip down. And so I actually need to end that middle piece, like around, mid railing there, and have the lower area come out of it. Oh, geez, I almost forgot about that completely. But yeah, pretty much nailed the performance. Same, the king, but forgot his name. Yeah, so he's insanely good. It's the actor from Hot Fuzz. I lose it every time I think about that. That it's like, it's the Andes. And he's like in Hot Fuzz, he's like, it's a comedy and he's a complete goofball, and then you get to House of the Dragon and he's like this freaking AAA tier actor, just pulling off this crazy good performance, and it's just like mind-boggling. Oh man, I just realized I can't do this triangle like this. I need multiple triangles because I have to have that dip down area in the middle. is that dipped down area wider here than it is over here? Yes, yes it is. Right here it's the same thick width as over there, but at this angled part it gets much wider. And then it goes back to being thin again. So that's going to be a simple thing to implement. That could have been spotted really easily in Blender. I don't know why I didn't think to do that, but yeah. But yeah, this whole triangle here is no good. I need to bring this triangle down to match... Actually, I can do that right now. Really easily, because of the way it's snapped. I have to bring this down to match this. Oh, before I do that, I really do already have this scaled this way. And I really want to duplicate it so that I can grab this one and snap it to the top of that one. Or the bottom, actually. And that way I have my floor base already set up. And then I can scale it back in. Okay, so yeah. Award-worthy performance, that's for sure. Yeah, Shibuti is Coheed and Cambria's old band name. If you listen to the first 2 seconds of The Devil in Jersey City, the name will make sense. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I have actually had one album of Coheed and Cambria. Well, my older brother did. But we, yeah, listened to it all the time. I don't remember which one it was, and it might have been... You're saying The Devil in Jersey City. Is that like the one... wasn't that fussed about the actors changing because of time skips or whatever? Can't do anything about it now. Yeah. I mean, I really thought that was a good decision anyway. Like, it ended up panning out really well. I think that it would have, it could have potentially, if they had, like, you know, stuck with the same actors for several years and let them age up like they did with Game of Thrones, like, naturally. Yeah, that would have been better, but that's, like, really hard to do. I mean, who's got time for that, you know what I mean, for, as far as, like, directing the thing goes. So, yeah, I think they made the right call, to be honest. I'm going to put this stuff down at the bottom then, line it up that way, and then I'm going to, because I will have to, if that's the case, I'm going to have to replace it with a copy of that thicker piece, so I've got it all the way right, but that's going to probably extend all the way out here anyway and touch there. But I need this triangle is the one I'm going to turn to a metal texture, which I could really do right this second. But yeah. Exactly. It's just, yeah. It was a fantastic performance on his part. Oh, Jesus. That's so loud. That was a big, loud phone. Sorry, everybody. The second stage, Turbine Blade, it was the first album with the Dragonfly on the cover. It's been so long. I don't know that we even kept the cover. Because he had a CD case that he tended to just put them into. Yeah, I don't remember, to be honest. But I know what you're talking about. I probably have heard the song and just can't think of the one on the... You said it was the first one on the album, but yeah, I know the band you're talking about for sure, and I believe that I know the one the song you're talking about, probably. But yeah, because I do remember, like, the word Shibuti does come to mind as something that's like something I've definitely heard before. And like frequently enough that I feel like I probably did hear it from that. If you want, can you link to videos in chat on YouTube? Because I was just thinking, if you wanted to link to their music video, I can't play it on stream, but I could, you know, anybody else is curious. Actually, I probably could play it on stream for myself because I have it set up to where it's pulling audio directly from the game, so that if I did feel like... by the way, should I put music into my stream, specifically Halo music, because 343 Industries doesn't care if you use their music in... they won't copyright strike for it. Second stage... Okay, my food's ready in a sec, so I'll be back in like 20 minutes or something. What do you guys think? Do you think I should add music to the stream? Because, like I was just saying, it's, you know, I could. I definitely could. 343 Industries is really cool about that. Bungie was before them. I mean, it makes sense. It's advertising. It's free advertising. Excuse me, for their game. If you just play their music, because everybody recognizes it. If it was like if nobody recognized it, or if only a handful of people recognized it, like I don't know, maybe it would be harder to recognize the Witcher soundtrack, for example. I don't know if it would or not, but yeah. Up to me. Because right now I've just got the aesthetic of Waterworks. Whoops, that's not the right one. I thought that I forgot that they were broken on the, I forgot that they broke the, you know, this thing. I think at that turn it would be a good idea to have scratches. Just make sure you don't use Halo 4. Because you don't like Halo 4? Because I definitely, hot take, agree with that. Not that I don't like Halo 4 specifically. I don't like Halo 4's music. I mean, it's good. I'm not gonna lie. It's great music. It's the best Metroid Prime album I've heard. You know, Metroid Prime is great, and it's a great Metroid Prime album for sure. But it just is very, yeah. Halo 4 is insane with copyright. Oh, I see. Okay, well, if that's what it is. Well, hot take alert. Halo 4's music, in my opinion, is not great for Halo. Doesn't feel right in the slightest. It breaks character cohesion. They used music to sort of tell the personality and the story of the characters in previous Halo games, and then they just abruptly changed it for Halo 4, which... Like, I get the reasoning for why it got changed in Halo 4. Oh, I do need to keep this as the Forerunner texture. I get the reasoning that they just wanted to be able to make their own game, and I support them in that. That's fine. But, man, let's see. If you play just 1 minute of Halo 4, you get striked. Really? So it's not 343 that's okay with it. Does that mean that it's... Is it Marty? Is it Marty that's the cool guy who's been doing that shit? He's been letting people do it? Halo 4 sounds like a Transformers movie. Is it because Microsoft doesn't own copyright to Marty's music? They lease it from him. Like, Microsoft does not... When they bought Halo, they did not buy the Halo themes. They bought Halo, and Halo was already... Bungie didn't own the Halo music. Bungie was licensing it. I just pressed it too hard. Or for too long, rather. Bungie didn't own the rights to Halo music. Bungie was leasing it from Marty. And, like a music industry style. Sorry. That hole was just perfect. So I should have to go to it. I had to jump in it. Let's see. I think, yeah, this lower platform is going to extend all the way over there. So basically, yeah, Marty doesn't own anything for Destiny. Bungie did him dirty. Yeah, I know. That one got really that whole situation got messed up, apparently. He thought he did. I think he thought he had the same contract as before, but then it turned out he didn't, and yeah, with that lawsuit and stuff like that. But anyway, oh, did I not put rust on that? Interesting. I didn't. Wait, no, I thought I did. Isn't it over here? Oh, dear Lord. I don't know if I want to stretch this piece that far. I mean, oh, did I just move? Oh, god damn it. I moved the slopes instead of duplicating them. Oh my god. I never got rid of this light. Okay. Anyway, I just hit it, and because I got it to get it out of the way or something like that, previous stream, and then I didn't bring it. I didn't get rid of it afterward. Okay, well, actually, I need to get rid of that because I think I don't want to stretch it out that bad. Because it's not like a... Oops. This isn't... Like, this is stretched enough. But apparently I just messed up, I think. I thought I hit duplicate, but apparently I didn't. Could have sworn. Now I'm gonna have to put it in one at a time. Okay, but yeah. Okay, I'll be back. Cool. So it can't be Marty. Okay, let me see. Marty doesn't have anything for Destiny. Bungie did him dirty. Yeah. I mean, what I'm saying is that I think that Marty... No, I'm not saying that Marty did the lawsuits. It was like copyright striking. I'm asking if Marty is the reason why Halo 1's music is not copyright struck, because he has been vocal about how that was his opinion, that was his take and his opinion of the situation back with Bungie. And if that's the case, then it's just one more case of the fact that personally I feel like his one little faux pas on Reddit was like where he was like kind of like a "don't you know who I am" kind of like kind of an asshole celebrity kind of thing, is like he got canceled for saying "don't you know who I am" in a Bungie, in a Destiny forum, and somehow these people, like the Destiny fan base and a lot of the Halo fan base, suddenly are saying he's an asshole now. And I'm sorry, that just doesn't make any sense. I think I'm gonna get rid of that and bring that back and snap it over here and just scale it. Because come on. He is Marty. Don't you know who I am? Does make sense. He just said it in an asshole way. Like, come on. Anyway. So and then he had the big stage. And that was fantastic. I thought that was a great job. He did a great job with the big stage until he got rid of it off his YouTube channel. But yeah. So that's a Marty hot take, I guess, because apparently it has to be hot to, to appreciate the composer of the Halo series. But he does have some political things I'm not sure about, but I just don't I don't associate with that with him. You know what I mean? Like he's got his own mind on that. I'm more concerned about the fact that he's a good composer for the music that he makes. You know what I mean? Because that's my interaction with him, and one vote in America is not really worth it to worry about. But yeah, I don't know. The point is that I don't know. He doesn't preach his political stances. It's just publicly known what his political stances are. So he's not gonna cause there to be more people who agree with him. You know what I mean? There's no real reason to be canceling him in the first place. And then he's got, to me, and then on top of all that, yeah, Marty was as important to Halo in the early days as Max was. That's my hot take. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, Marty was instrumental. That was not supposed to be a music pun. Marty, now it is a music pun. Now it's intentionally a music pun, though. Marty was instrumental in making Halo a success. If he wasn't there, it wouldn't have been a success. Had he not been there to make the music like he made it, it would have been, just another first-person shooter that was pretty good. And there would have been people who will probably disagree with that and try to say that it would be a phenomenal first-person shooter otherwise. But let's imagine, for example, that it had the soundtrack from. We'll pick a random first-person shooter from that time. There was a first-person shooter called Black, and that was all it was called. And it was just like these machine gun bullets in the main menu, just flying everywhere. And that was literally just the main menu, which is machine gun, spent casings, and it was really kind of a campy, cheesy game. And I stopped playing it halfway through because I was like, all right, I'm bored. Yeah, and its music was very generic, very meh. You know what I mean? Yes, that pun. I'm back from my foot. I'm back. My food not ready yet. Okay. I think because you didn't have my brain. It's like my foot. I just couldn't process what you're saying for some stupid reason. Some stupid reason on my end. But yeah, so. So anyway, that's my hot take on Marty. I think that he's perfectly fine. There's no reason for him to be canceled, and the nonsense. Sure, he's got some political weirdness that a lot of people disagree with, but I will say that, and I actually disagree with him myself, but I would say that he, like I was saying, I don't think that he He's not politically active enough for it to matter. He's one vote out of millions, as far as that is concerned. You know what I mean? Like, well, you know, it's ridiculous. Out of hundreds of millions. So I have no... I feel no need to like... I don't understand why people cancel people sometimes. And this is one of those cases where it just doesn't make any sense. I do think that this needs to snap to there, though. Let's do that. There's a guy in the D&D community that is also a similar situation. His name is Mike Merles. He's not canceled due to any kind of political belief or because he was an asshole in the community like that. It was more that he was... so he's not the PR guy. He's not the HR guy. But he was asked to handle an HR situation for someone. And this person... And the reason he was asked is because the person who was doing the inappropriate behavior was the boyfriend of the actual HR person. So she couldn't handle it. She could not... it would be a conflict of interest for her to handle the situation. So they asked Mike Merles to do it. And I know some of you guys probably no one even knows who I'm talking about because this is a Halo stream right now. But yeah, basically, Mike Merles was asked to handle it. And when he tried to handle it, he did it incorrectly. He did an obvious faux pas for you know, as far as, you know, what do you call it? As far as HR is concerned, it was a really obvious mistake. But like to the point where, in hindsight, for all of us, for anybody who's paying attention to the story, back at the time, will have said the same thing. I need to figure out how to do this triangle, and this thing is going to be a pain in the butt. And I actually think it might be that I need to stretch. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that, figure out how much to stretch this out toward the middle, and then copy it over to here again, because this one is going to need to be stretched the exact same amount. And it's just going to be complete. It's going to be necessary for this to be, for this corner, line up with that edge. So anyway, yeah, so basically it was this whole thing, and he got canceled, and because he handled it incorrectly. The way he handled it incorrectly was that he sent the emails from the person who was making the complaint about the guy to him, or the people. And because he was like, he knew the guy personally, was like, hey, is this true? And he was trying to call him out, and he did it incorrectly, non-professionally. And this is all not lining up correctly anymore, I'm realizing. I think that this lines up with that, but I think something about these angles that I made is wrong. Yeah, this should have been lining up there, and I need to scale that triangle to match. Turn off snapping, which also means the point is wrong, I think. Or do I need to make it... No, I need to bring it out farther. Okay, anyway. So I was in the middle of telling that story. So basically, in the end, the end result was that he got canceled. He eventually stopped working for Wizards of the Coast, who make D&D, and because he was trying to be a little more public, sort of like a public figure, because everybody liked him at the time. He would like make D&D content on stream, like what was going to become official content, and it was really cool. It would be like watching the Halo devs make Halo live. It was really, really cool. You could see how he would refer back to the rules whenever he was making new rules and all sorts of stuff like that, and it was great. It was called the Mike Merle's Happy Fun Hour. And then eventually, like I said, he eventually had this situation where he was asked to handle an HR situation, not as an HR guy. And for some reason, they decided to do this. And then because it went public, because he got blamed for the way that HR handled things, and it was like, why does this have to happen? This doesn't make any sense. I think I need to grab this and turn it back. I'm going to go back there and turn it this way. And line it back up, I guess, to try and see what this angle is again. Oop. That just... Whoops. Okay, so if it's lined up here... Okay, yeah, it's not quite perfect. Jeez. Getting this angle correct has been the hardest thing. I'm supposed to be on the inside piece here. So yeah, I don't know. It's just... It seems similar to me with Marty. It's a very similar situation. And, in my opinion... And, I also don't fully understand why it's going to this extreme. It's like... Some people act like he freaking murdered their family members. It's insane. But yeah. Oop, wrong. I started talking and you guys stopped talking. So either you were listening because you wanted to hear the story, or no one's interested. And as a new streamer, I'm like, I have no idea which. Couldn't tell you. Let's see. Okay, here we go. It's yeah. It was a whole thing, and now the person, by the way, the girlfriend of the guy, is currently having a massive falling out too with the fan base because she turned out to be basically just as shitty as him the entire time. She's trying to come back. She's trying to recover her career right this second, but like she was not paying people for their work and all sorts of stuff, like having people do work for her and then not paying them and stuff like that. You're good. It was interesting. Cool. Yeah. And so it just kept getting worse and worse and worse, for her and for her previous boyfriend who was screwing people over. But he was like being inappropriate with fans, and she's like being inappropriate with, coworkers where she's just not paying them, or rather employees, I guess, contract people that she contracts to, do like the art for her, thing or whatever. She's not paying her artists, and it's been a whole thing. And so she got canceled recently, and I was like, I brought it up on Twitter. I was like, so in light of the fact that the girlfriend of the guy who was doing the stuff just did this and got canceled, and it turns out that she was a really shitty person all along, and she was the reason that Mike Morales was even asked to do it, because she couldn't. She was supposed to be in charge of that HR situation, and she couldn't just, like, why couldn't she? Like, at that point, her boyfriend's basically cheating on her with all these people and, like, inappropriately treating them and stuff like that. I wish Wizards would do Pokemon cards again. Yeah, that would be cool. I think they were better under them. But yeah. And so it was like, yeah, okay, well, if, basically, it's like, well, if she was supposed to be responsible for the situation and she couldn't handle it, and she couldn't just break up with her boyfriend who was, they break up with him and fire him at the same time. Just do that. You shouldn't have been, dating someone you're working with necessarily, unless you're ready to do that anyway. You're literally the HR lady. Like, that was ridiculous. But yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. It would be cool though if they did Pokemon cards again. They were Pokemon cards are best under them. Magic the Gathering is where it's at. Better art. Yeah, I agree. Magic the Gathering is way better. Yu-Gi-Oh apparently has gotten really weird. I've been watching YouTube videos about how Yu-Gi-Oh is. I used to play that whenever I was younger, but I don't. I stopped playing it a long time ago. I think I need a pyramid. Oh wait. Pyramid here might end up going down through the floor and poking out the bottom. Well, just gotta try it. See if it'll work. We'll grab this one. Duplicate. If it doesn't work, then I can do something with a weird triangle. I might be able to pull out a triangle and do some weird finagling like I did before. Before I found out the pyramid existed, I straight up went and messaged the Forge Lord and asked him for a tetrahedron, not realizing that that this is right here. There was already a triangle. I was like, a pyramid, which does the job just fine for most of what I asked him about. But yeah, okay, so yeah, I don't remember what we were saying. I see that we were talking about Magic the Gathering, but yeah, the card art for Magic the Gathering is insane. It's okay. This is not going to poke through. This is good. But yeah, it's There's always drama in the D&D community, by the way. If you ever want to, if you ever feel like going looking for drama, just to like read about or something, like if you like reading about drama, just go find the D&D community. They'll you know, you'll get your fill. Like D&D Twitter is as bad as like political Twitter. Like it's as extreme as political Twitter. And like I'm not even joking. Like that's 100%. It's as like extreme as political Twitter. That thing don't shade well. What thing doesn't shade well? Are you talking about the in this, or are you talking about in general? In like Magic the Gathering, the pyramid. Oh, it doesn't? I didn't know that. Is it broken? Are you talking about like how bright it is and stuff? I'll definitely keep my eye on that because I've put several of them down. So obviously this isn't where it's going to be, like how wide it's going to be, but it does need to basically be here, and then it gets wider and wider and wider until we end up. It's probably going to be, oh, I guess it's actually, it's going to move out, but basically this piece is going to need to go this way until it's lined up, and this piece needs to scale out, and it's going to clip with that, so I'm probably going to have to tweak it a bit, but there we go. Okay. So I am curious what you mean about the shading. Is it whenever you do the baked lighting, it gets bad? Right now it looks okay. I don't see anything wrong with it at the moment. But that isn't to say it's not going to go wrong. Or that I don't believe you. I definitely, well, you know, definitely will believe you about the shading. Because it's in beta. If this is like a finished product, I'd be like, are you sure? Maybe you did it wrong. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's see. I want to see, I've got roughness. Oh, geez, scratches at 100%. It's nowhere near the same as what's on those triangles. So I think we're going to have fewer scratches on this side of the, that middle piece, and we might just take out all of the scratches practically entirely. Because this is like some little scratches maybe. I don't know. The scratches on that thing are just completely different. I like the idea of there being scratches because Spartans do this all the time in Halo Infinite, so, oh, whoops. So basically, yeah. Okay, so I need to grab this and delete it, grab this and duplicate it, turn it around, and we will have, turn it around and we will have our proper thing here. And that should line up perfectly, and perfect. Cool. This looks much better. But you're right, this does look different, and the fact that the texture is wrong really bothers me. Because you know, you've seen me try and grab the right texture all the time. Oh, I see, it's the wrong angle. It's always going up the slope. Jeez, that's annoying. Is there a way I could turn it on its side and make it work the same? No, not really. Well, no, because, let's see. Yes, very satisfying on the slopes. This is kind of annoying, but, so I was thinking that if I turned it this way and made it really long and snapped it there, and then sort of tilted it, then I could theoretically make it match the textures as well, or at least close to it. And that would be, like, I could do this part, for example, and that would line up really nicely into the middle of this, and it might scale correctly to do that. No, I think to scale it correctly, I would have to do... If I wanted to do this... I think I would have to do... Okay, so it's gonna... None of these line up with the corners. That's why I need the tetrahedron, by the way. I'm gonna realign that. The tetrahedron that I asked him for, this looks fine. It's a little weird and out of place, but it does, the fact that that shape is there feels better than I think this did. This feels weird. Like there's a... No, it blends in pretty well. Maybe this is the better one because it's not pointing in a different direction. But anyway, so a tetrahedron right here, which is basically a four-sided die, if you do play D&D. It's different from a pyramid. Pyramids have 4 points on the bottom. A tetrahedron has 3 points on all sides, and including the bottom. And basically, what that would allow me to do is that one of those points will not line up. Like whenever you do this, you see how the 4 sides line up with the cardinal directions here of the X and Y axis? They line up perfectly. So you can't scale corner to corner. But if you have a tetrahedron, it's a triangle. So this one of these is going to be pointing at one of the corners. And that means you can scale the corner back. In addition, like you can turn it and then use that corner to your advantage, and it'll be able to scale that corner without, and like warp your angle and like get the everything correct. And they had that in all the previous versions of Halo, including Halo Reach. I think even Halo, they have a sort of tetrahedron in this, by the way. And I thought I found one that would work, and it turned out to not be good. It's in, what is it? Primitives. Pyramids? No, this is where the pyramids are. Trapezoids? No, that's not it. Duh. Oh, is it triangles? No, that's just the triangle. I thought it was in here. Anyway, it's under like UNSC. It's called like UNSC something. The point is that it doesn't work because they have it. They don't get that effect where it's pointing at the corner, because what they did was they didn't make it right. It's the way that theirs looks. I wish I'd not deleted it a long time ago. Isn't Halo Design Set, maybe? It might have been in ramps in here. Let's see. No, it wasn't in here. If it was in here, I would have found it a long time ago, because that's where I was looking for them originally, for tetrahedrons. It might be in accents, but I don't think so. These are like the detailed things. It was... jeez. It must have been in here somewhere. Jeez, I don't remember where it is. The point is, it's something like this, like UNSC block. I think it is in one of these. It's got to be, because it had the different versions or something, I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. It was called like maybe, no, this is, rings. Anyway, the point is, okay, what they did was they've got it to where instead of it, let me get a 4-sided die for you real quick. Dice. Okay, I've got dice here, and with a physical die, I can show you on the camera what they did wrong, and I'll point to you what they did, how it would work right, and I can show you what they did wrong. So this one's got clipped tips. It's a metal die. It's got these clipped points, but just pretend like those do go into points. So basically, rather than having the top point centered on the opposite triangle, they have it centered on. They have it like this is pulled over so that this side is a 90-degree angle from that one. And that was so that they can line up their cardinal directions with their scaling, and that ruins the effect. Like they have it basically, it's like this. It's like this if this was pulled over and lined up with this bottom triangle. It's not just lined up with one side, it's lined up with 2 sides. And so the Z is here, and then it ends up making it to where the X can go one way and the Y can go the other way, and none of the scaling is pointed at one of the corners. Except for the top point, but the top point is ruined because it's off to the side. So you can't rotate it to use it for a bunch of different things, and it's not as helpful, and I really wish they just have a single, tetrahedron piece so that we can actually properly scale off it. And so I requested that, and I didn't delete my request once I found the pyramid, because while the pyramid solved all the problems that I had so far, I know there are problems that can't be solved with it, and I haven't come up to those yet, fortunately. And I don't know if they're going to be in Waterworks at all. But someone will come up to that problem at some point, and we'll have to. I mean, even just like this piece right here is having this texture problem because I don't have a tetrahedron, and also I had to scale it in so it wouldn't, clip through that because it's not a tetrahedron. If it was a tetrahedron, I could scale it to where that is literally the edge of this polygon and this polygon and that polygon. But yeah, slopes under structures, I think at the... Oh, slopes is under structures, I think, at the bottom. Oh, okay. Stretch, isosceles. Okay, it isn't clipping by the railing, is it? You have it kind of big. I do have it kind of big, but I think it's just coming out to like here-ish. So yeah, it shouldn't be that far. But you're right, it was pretty big. Let me check. Maybe under floors. Okay, structures. Let me close that one. So I can show you what that is. Oh, there's slopes here. It might be done. UNSC wedge, that's it. Okay, so you see what I mean? Instead of having this point lined up with the center of the bottom triangle, like a proper tetrahedron, they have it lined up in the corner here. So now they have, if you select it and you go to the scale, it's like the angles, they have it lined up so that, I mean, it doesn't look like it because it's pointing that way, but it is, let's see. Basically, it looks like it's not lining up with these sides because it's pointing the wrong direction, but it is. If you have this, it scales, it scales, what? Oh yeah, and that's another thing. It doesn't let you scale in different directions. This piece of all pieces, for some reason, doesn't let you scale. It doesn't let you pick a direction. You see that? Like it's not letting me pick a direction to scale at. It just requires me to scale the whole thing. It's just, yeah, it's for some reason this piece is just completely useless for anything unless you're trying to literally just put this in the corner and make it match a slope that is exactly this angle. Like, you can't even go z-axis and change the angle of the slope of this piece. It's literally this angle all the time, and when you scale it up and down, it is this angle. And I don't know if that's because it's broken, and maybe it's supposed to be able to scale in different directions, but even if it could, it won't work the way that a tetrahedron would, because it doesn't have that point in the very center. And one reason I think they maybe didn't do that is because you could make any shape you wanted if you had a tetrahedron as a piece. Because you could scale it basically into a flat, perfect triangle polygon. And every 3D model is made up of polygons. So you could very easily, for example, make something inappropriate like a nudie 3D model as your map. And it would be very trivial, whereas this would be very the way with with this pyramid, it would be much more difficult to do the same thing because it's the way it scales. So yeah, basically that's probably why they're doing it. They probably intentionally did not put that piece in there, which is disappointing for me if that's true, because yeah, it's just like the same problem that Nintendo had. Nintendo made they went out, they made the chat system in on the Wii U, or maybe it was even the DS version back at the time. They made the chat system on the where you could like draw pictures and anything like that, And in Japan, they QA tested it for like something like 3 years, and never had a problem. They brought it to America. The first thing that the American QA testers did was draw a phallic object, or was draw a penis. And basically the result was, and immediately they were like, what is wrong with you people? And they're like, players, end user's gonna do it, you have to solve it. And they were like, well, okay. So basically, like, that's the same thing here, I think, is that I don't know if this is gonna work with this piece. Oh, it's because I'm angling it wrong. It's supposed to be angled with that one. Okay, that's why. But yeah, so it's kind of the same thing here. I think they're just trying to preemptively take care of that problem by making it to where you can't even place by not putting a tetrahedron. But we will find out. I mean, I requested it and see if maybe they just left it out. And if that's the case, then we'll yeah. Hopefully we will see. They'll add one. Because like I said, I have not run into the problem. Like, I know there are problems that will happen for people whenever they're trying to do, especially Forerunner structures, are going to need it at some point. And when that happens, they're going to, you know, they're going to be scratching their head trying to figure out a solution until eventually people, you know, they're going to realize that there is no solution because there's no tetrahedron, and instead they're going to have to, you know, find some, like, change the shape of their base, of their map to solve the actual problem that they're trying to solve with their shapes. But yeah, it's, ooh, that's not right. So we'll see how it, well, hopefully they do add it though. But yeah. So that's that. I gotta go to work for the first time in 9 days. Oh man. Yeah. That's no fun. Are you having to go to work right now? Because my kids also just woke up, so perfect timing. Like, a bunch of people just joined. Welcome to the stream. My kids just woke up, so I'm about to have to feed them and go do their schoolwork. Or like help them with their schoolwork. Yeah, you join the stream right before I end it. But I'm sticking around for a minute, and then I'll maybe having to sign out eventually. But jeez, let's see, where is this? This is definitely wrong. I've got to go all the way to there to get that slope to match there, and that means it'll be correct. So these pieces were in the wrong place. Okay, but yeah. Oh jeez, is this right? What am I doing here? That's not right. Do I have to change? Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. The slope is the same over there. Yeah, I'm gonna figure out what's going on here. But yeah, like I said, my kids are right there trying to get food. So I will do a flyover real quick for, you know, the newcomers. So we've got this bridge here that's partially constructed. We're building out the Forerunner stuff before we before doing the terrain, because the terrain is more malleable, whereas the Forerunner structure needs to be snapped together and will actually give us the scale, like a frame around a picture, or like the edges of a puzzle before you do the inner part. It's gonna sort of frame out everything else because I can use it to scale everything else out. I've got all of this tunnel finished, which looks really good. I mean, I think I need to add lights over here, but anyway. I've got glowing bits, but not lights. And then you can go through here, and then there's the central structure, which has been seen probably a million times by now since I was working on it the most earlier on. And here's the spawn points. We can walk around inside there a little bit. Everything should be to scale pretty perfectly. 1-to-1 is the goal. I think I actually forgot to do this, but this rail got like jacked up somehow, and it's not at the right angle. You can see it gets tighter at the bottom and farther away up there. The middle piece was also messed up. Anyway, and working ladders, although I'm not currently built out with the code, so this is just going to be a collider where the arrow is, and the script brain at the top. But anyway, yep, that's that for now, and I am going to work on some stuff off stream like I usually do, and I didn't get to yesterday. That's why the bridge wasn't any more constructed before today. But I will tomorrow. I will today. I just realized I should probably position that to match the other side. But yeah, gotta hop in the shower, so I'm out of here. Have a good one. You too. I'm gotta go too, so that makes sense. Yeah. So anyway, it's getting close to done. I would say it's 70% to 80. Like it's around 70, floating around 70% done right now. And even though it doesn't look it because there's a lot of copy and paste. So yeah, Waterworks is going to be. It'll be done before the end of the month for sure. Or not the end of. Not the end of this month necessarily. I mean, like before the end of a month from the 8th. It won't have taken me more than a month. And hopefully I can make something else. I want to make something else before Christmas too, because I actually have an idea. I know I was saying I was going to do this map, that map, that map, that map, but I had an idea, and I'm going to throw together a map that's weak and not fast. Like fast, that's going to be a Christmas-themed one, so it's going to look like garbage anyway. Anyway, well, I may not do that. Who knows? Thank you. I see you said looking good, man. Yeah, so, yeah, awesome. You can hop in the shower. I'm going to go and help my kids get food and do some schoolwork.